Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, gorgeous friend. Welcome to Morning Magic. This is our time to be together, share the light, join in the light, practice sharing the light, practice riding in the light. It's me, Robin, your hostess with almost the mostest. And I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope that the night went well for you, that you slept wonderfully well, that you're feeling good in your heart today. And, if not, all is well. That's why we're here. We're here to celebrate all of it. So good morning, good morning, good morning. And let me say hello to you. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Anna. Hi, Allie. So happy to be together today. So happy to be together today. So friends, it feels like a gorgeous morning, new beginning. I don't know if you're feeling that too. I'm going to move the fan. Where'd she go? Right here. It's going to be 90 something finally here in Chicago. It's been a little Arctic-like, but so today will be a real summery experience. So, I'm hoping that my signal looks good. I'm not usually seeing it this slow in the morning, so fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Jeffrey, am I clear and crisp downstairs? Hi, Carol. Hi, Mads. Let me know if you can hear this, or anybody else, if you can see me and it's okay. Thank you. All right. All right. Today feels like a new day. I don't know. Thank you. I don't know where you're at with that, but today feels like a new day. And maybe because yesterday, thank you, I ventured out. Probably for the first time, alone on my own. Now, I know lots of you have been going to work every day and going to the store and doing things, but I have not. And so yesterday I spent almost the entire afternoon at the beach, morning, half the morning and the afternoon at the beach, and it was really great to be out practicing safety and all of that, of course, but it was so good to be out. Just what a shift. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, did you bring a cup of yum yum? I did. I'm using the same mug as yesterday, because why do the dishes? No. I'm all for easy today. So I'd like to say a big cheers to you. Big cheers to our journey, to remembering what's what, remembering what we're doing, remembering who we truly are. Cheers. Big stuff, right? It's big stuff. Good afternoon, Josie. Morning back, Kelly. So, did you get up and hug yourself this morning? I wonder. Getting up and hugging yourself in the morning. Good morning, Jamie. Hi, Stuart. Getting up in the morning and hugging yourself is thebomb.com. I hope that you have been practicing doing that. Hi, Angie. Good morning. It was funny. Once in the middle of the night, I got up to pee, as you do sometimes. And TMI, I got up to change the fish filter on the fish tank. How's that? Oh, that was funny too, what I said there. I don't know. Let's just move on. Okay. I saw Jeff was sleeping like this, hugging himself in his sleep. So sweet. And so good, so good. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Carrie. You have a green juice? Yum. That sounds so good. One packed, energetic, powerful kapow hug. Yeah. If you've been seeing my stories, Kelly made me the amazing crochet blankie that is now in the kitchen nook. So I feel like I'm getting that extra hug. And it still smells like your house. It's amazing. And your house smells good. So good. Good morning, Carrie. So, you hugged yourself. Did you pick a word of the day today? I wonder. My word is union. Union. I got up really early and I was writing and writing some poetry, and it felt so good, you know, just to be sort of one with the spirit that I am, one in the spirit. How's that song go from Bible camp? We are one in the spirit. We are one in the spirit. We are one, you know. So, union. I love it. Remembering who I am, remembering who you are, remembering what is really going on here, what we're really doing. And union. Also that, you know, nobody matters more than you. And that if you're somebody like me, I don't know if you read the newsletter this week, the Happy Mail, us light sparklers, us inspirers. Oh, here comes the garbage truck, you guys. I got anything to go out? Kelly, you did just write clearing. Anything to go? I got some big stuff to go today, I tell you what. But we're inspirers. You might not call yourself that by a title. You may not work as that. It doesn't matter. You're an inspirer. You're a light sparkler. And you know what we have a tendency to do? Put people before us. And that's a beautiful thing. You know, it's a beautiful thing. We're often the ones that show up first and go in first and care. We carry things. We remember. We check back. We carry people. But union today for me means I am right there, if not a little bit more, because it's me and I gotta take care of me. So Carrie's word is joy. Josie's word is readjust. That's beautiful. Clearing for Kelly. Allie's going with joy. Yay, joy. Hi, Amanda. Stuart is going with letting go. Hi, Lizzie girl. Number one kiddo. All the way in Paducah. The girls are on a road trip. Yes, and so it's very, very cool. Looking forward to seeing some pictures today from your trek. Yeah, Carol, stay peaceful, mainly with my own thoughts. So good, because isn't that a journey? Am I right? That's quite the journey, isn't it? Staying peaceful with our own thoughts, you know? So interesting. Yesterday I went to the beach, and it was always a super secluded place that it's like hardly anybody knew about. It's like a preserve or reserve anyway. It's very natural, and it's also very hard to get to. There's a lot of walking and a lot of stairs, and so I suppose they do have a handicap access, you know, like a wheelchair. You can roll all the way to the beach. But it was so nice to be there alone. And then like bizarre things started happening, like college grads showing up in the hot day with black suits on, like graduation photos, posing. You know, girls showing up posing. They put their bikinis on, so cute, sticking their butts out, doing their photos. And I was just really enjoying it, to be honest. And then every now and then my head would dip with the story, like, social distancing. Should I put my mask on? What's going on? You know, just things. But I just really noticed, you gotta watch, because it's all really just going on in our heads. Even if somebody had been there who was disturbing, it wasn't like that. It's always a beautiful time. There's really like, I think it's kind of like here, where we come together, we know what this is, and it's a peaceful space. But even if there was somebody disturbing, it's my decision to be disturbed, isn't it? It's so freeing. So thanks for mentioning that, Carol. Yes, happy travels. Yeah. I said to Lizzie, she's having her European backpack experience in a whole different way. You know, like when we left school or college, or we wanted to take a year off and travel. It's so cool. It's very inspiring and exciting. So as long as you're being safe. Okay, I said the mama PSA is over now. So friends, I do hope that the weather in your heart is good and that you're remembering you can always choose again. Always choose again. So today, the message that's really coming through is about not feeling guilty for being you. I did just rhyme that. The message coming through is about not feeling guilty, not apologizing for being you. And that goes so beautifully with the times these days. You know, there's a lot in the world now where we are stepping in, depending on where you're at. You're stepping into some new energy about who you are and claiming that for yourself. And also, again, you're realizing things about yourself that you didn't know, or, learning things about yourself that need to be more explored, perhaps the way you've held yourself back, or the way you've not spoken strongly on things you have always felt strongly about. The energy of guilt is so interesting and so easy to fall into. For example, when everyone around you has an opinion that you don't share, then you worry that you're doing it wrong, or people are achieving goals. Let's say you're at a certain age and people around your age are achieving certain goals, and they're all doing it in a cluster, and you're not. You're the same, but you're not. And maybe you judge yourself a little bit for that. Good morning, Bex. Today, the energy coming through is really about that. Just really feeling into who you truly are and honoring that energy. And isn't that a beautiful thing? Does that feel like a big thing for you? For me, when I was sitting with that this morning and writing about that, I thought it feels really big. Like, it is difficult. We are sort of a pack mentality, a herd mentality. We want to do what everybody else is doing for safety. We want to belong. We want to fit in. We want to know that we're okay. I know sometimes even friends that I see in session, they want to know that I'm proud of them, or I think they're doing a good job, It's very intense. So on some level, for each of us, that comes down to self-esteem, self-confidence, self-esteem, self-love, self-hatred, however you want to turn that diamond and call it for yourself. Today is a day to just really honor who you are. I'm not even advocating exploring the dark edges. I'm just saying really notice how you are or are not honoring yourself exactly as you are. That means in your anxiety, if you have some sleeplessness or insomnia, if you have trouble accepting things about the way you look, whatever it is, if you have strong opinions about the time now, strong feelings about whatever, really, really accepting yourself. I could say radical acceptance, accepting it. Just like right now, there's a parade of bicyclers going by. I just see it. It's just happening. I'm not having a thought about it. I'm not judging it. I'm not telling a story about it. I'm just, there they go. Wouldn't that be nice to just be that easy about yourself as well? Here I am. This is me. This is how I feel. Yeah, and like Carol's saying, comparison and the need of acknowledgement. Me too. I noticed yesterday, as I was really having space to air myself out and process, what am I doing? I thought about everything I'm doing out in the world and also in my life. Is it meaningful? Is it helpful? Am I enjoying it? Is it, I don't know, really, really sitting with all of it and noticing the drive to answer that question by comparing, checking in and seeing. I'm looking for my Kleenex. Checking in and seeing, what are other people like me doing? What are other people like me saying? And it's It's a strong impulse. It's just one born of wanting to belong. Belonging. Belonging. So wouldn't it be lovely to really, really, really accept that you belong with you? I belong with me. And we belong in union, meaning you're one with the Spirit, I'm one with the Spirit, we're one with each other. And each of us is representing in this way that is so authentic to our sliver of the diamond, to who we are. And our journey doesn't and shouldn't look like each other's. So if you love doing things that other people aren't talking about, like, let's say, I don't know, taking a lunch break and watching a favorite TV show nobody else is talking about for lunch and enjoying your time. You're filling that energy for the world. You're experiencing that for the world. You're experiencing that for the Spirit in you. It's allowing yourself to have that experience and be in your joy is powerful. So it's a good practice to allow yourself today, whatever you're doing, allow it, enjoy it, be in it, be one with it. And, similarly, keep questioning the things that aren't lighting you up anymore. Things that aren't, sometimes people will say to me, I just feel like I'm going through the motions. Well, then it's time to question the stuff you're doing. It's time to ask yourself, radical honesty, be honest. Is this lighting me up? Is this completing my peace? Is this bringing me? It's so easy, on the journey. If you think about yourself as the spiritual being you are and the person who's trying to grow and learn, is it? I hope it is. Whenever I start talking like this, there's the small self that's worrying it's a dumb message and people don't like it. And that's just want to be honest, that's exactly how it goes. The mind is there worrying, but the strong one, the spirit one, the one that's connected to source and who gave this message in the beginning, is there still needing to share. It's powerful. So, I lost my train there, but really letting yourself evaluate what you love and not judging what that is. And also then, everything on the chopping block. That was this week's episode. Put everything on the chopping block. Everything you're doing. That includes the stuff you're really, really attached to. Let yourself look at it and know. Let yourself look at it and know. Ah, yes, thank you. The point came. I know sometimes if I just wait, it'll come back. You and me on the spiritual journey, I know I have certainly spent a lot of my time efforting to be more spiritual, like to get somewhere. And I'm not sad about it or anything. Oh, thanks, Stuart. Did you hear the relief? Oh, yeah. I'm not sad about this or anything, but I spent a lot of time, probably in my 30s, my 20s, my 30s, some of my 40s even, striving, spiritually speaking, and I never really stopped to evaluate, first of all, why am I doing this? What's driving me? And if I had done that, what would have come is, I don't think I'm a good person. I don't think people love me. They don't love me. I'm not lovable. I'm going to start crying. I hope I don't. Just because I would like to get through one heartfelt message without crying for a change. So just apparently not. Remembering this feeling of like, I'm working so hard because I'm so bad. I'm working so hard because I'm so insecure. I'm working so hard because I so want people to find me and work with me. You know that feeling too? I want to be of service, but I also want to make my way. And, you know, all that efforting creates such suffering. It does. Being attached to all kinds of things. Thanks, Cal. It's true. Thank you, friends. There have been a lot of tears, you know, the last few weeks, I gotta say. There's so much letting go. So much letting go. So much change and unrest. And I'm not just talking about the movements now, you know. It's just this great awakening, and none of us is exempt from that. None of us are exempt from that, right? I was telling you, like, these times, it's like the cosmic digger is pulling up the biggest shovel, like the size of, the biggest scoop, like the size of your state at a time, or your whole city, and everything pulls up with it. There's no clinging. There's no stabilizing yourself sometimes. It just isn't. And it reminds me a lot of Pema Chodron, who talks a lot about groundlessness, learning to find safety in the groundlessness, in the change, in the transformation. Where does your safety really lie? It's, you know, that you are one in the spirit. You're connected with spirit. So Carol says, working so hard because I'm so bad. Yeah. Of course, Roshni will pray for your friend and everyone now. Yeah, there's been a lot of tears, a lot of movement, a lot of transformation, and a lot of letting go. And I have to say, you know, there's things that I cling to, stories like Morning Magic and the podcast. For me, these have been two things I've really been thinking about, like, and I get scared. You know, I don't want anything to go away, but I think that's just our, you know, do you ever have this story where you're like, if I really surrender to God, what comes up for you? It's like instantly I'm going to be struck down. Something bad's going to happen to me. And, you know, that story of separation is what makes us all suffer. That story of separation creates further suffering for us. So, yeah, you know, how can you be in union today with yourself, with your heart, with your personality, with your choices, with your, you know, the stuff you judge, the stuff you're afraid of, the stuff you want so hard to happen for yourself, you know? I listened to, it was very interesting on this last intensive with Paul Selig. You get to ask questions, and a lot of people, of course, there was a lot of talk about this movement now, for sure, about Black Lives Matter. Just, I want to call it the Great Awakening, but I don't want to diminish. This is, for me, about Black Lives Matter when I say the Great Awakening. But, you know, who isn't waking up through that experience? But there were so many people asking questions. I've been trying so hard to make my business. I'm a psychic. I'm an intuitive. I'm a this. I'm a that. You know, I'm a motivational speaker. I don't know. I'm not trying to do this like I'm dismissing it. I think what I was tuning into was the feeling of frustration. Like, why hasn't it happened for me yet? You know, why haven't I gotten somewhere in my life by now? I've tried so damn hard, right? And I loved that every time the answer that came back through is, your job is not how you serve. It might be how you serve, but not for everybody. How you serve is by knowing who you are in truth, by knowing what you are in truth, and knowing how you serve in truth. And how you do that is remembering you are a spark of the divine. And in your movements, this will be the light that flows through you. And you will do the work to be in your highest self, waking up, acknowledging all this stuff that I've just been acknowledging. That was a big robin breath there. Acknowledging all of this stuff and trusting that that's how we serve. So as we get attached to different ideals, that's our ego again, you know. We get mad at our working so hard, trying so hard, whatever you're trying so hard to heal yourself, trying so hard to wake up, trying so hard to pray for the world, trying so hard to stay with your messaging and help people wake up, you know. All of that is efforting that is really diminishing the light that's coming through naturally. I'm saying a lot here. That's it's for me too. It's a little bit like, wow. A little bit like, wow. Good morning, Amy. And hi to the kids. So I look, there's a squirrel sitting in my hammock chair staring in at me right now. I think he likes the message too. There's a little chipmunk with him. They're in my chair, you guys. You know, apparently we're on fire today. There goes the fire department. Just the little car, the little truck. It's not the clown car. So how can you really take this message today and make it your own? How can you take something with you today and stay with it? Take one of these nuggets that you heard and really let yourself have it and practice it and ride in it. That's my question back to you. You know, for me, everything's on the chopping block. It's scary. It's scary to say that. But I don't like the feeling of clinging to any story that I must do whatever. You know, in all my years, I was telling you about this before, in all my years of going for my journey and going for deeper sense of knowing and spirituality, because I believed in my badness, because I believed in my wrongness, because I believed I was so screwed up, or get rid of my anxiety, or whatever that was. You know, morning friends, I finally came to the place, I didn't want to only mention that part, I finally came to the place where I saw that in myself, and then there was this great grieving, big grieving, that I had done so much of my work in ego, from ego, and I see the gift in that, because I can certainly understand that in others too, the desire to be somewhere, do something, and also just the deep belief that there's something wrong with you. So I can say today, you know, at the heart of all of it is a certain kind of self-hatred that we really just need to sit with and hug and hold and love. Again, you might not call it that. You know, you might not call it that, but you might call it confidence wobbles or fear, you know, but maybe through embracing yourself there, you can find the genuine place that just loves to be one with spirit. That's where I'm at now. Sometimes I say to Jeff, I feel like I'm at the, in the front row of a rock concert with my favorite musician named God, like now I just do it for the love and I can't stop, I just love to be with the teachings and the awakening and the connections and practicing, There were times you couldn't have paid me to meditate. You couldn't have paid me to sit in love, looking at other people in love. Now that's what I do. And it does change you. And you realize, yeah, all that striving, man. I should have watched more. I can't think of a show that I used to, I don't know. But, like more and ate more popcorn. And I did do a lot of that too. And I am doing that now. So let me get caught up here. Thank you for the solidarity and crying. Yes, I was going to fist bump you, but that doesn't look right in the camera. High fives. It feels good to know. I really want to presence these things because I think sometimes that gets in my way. I'm scared to come back. And then I start getting into a story that it's time to quit. And I think I've been in that a little bit this week about morning magic. So, yeah, getting scared. Let's go to Carrie's comment. I had that belief for so long, still working through it, that I should be doing more, whether it's supporting the movement or keeping myself alive and healing. And I wonder if you recognize that made you extra, just extra. It was like more, Carrie, like a force behind that wasn't even needed because you were always moved to be part of the movement. That's my experience, whatever we're talking about, healing, God, Black Lives Matter, You're like, yeah, it was always there. So, what I do is not who I am, absolutely. Amy says, I'm beginning to let go and grieve this dream and vision of needing to make it big. That is not actually my life path. And I know I say this a lot. Thank you for that honesty. I know I say this a lot, but I want to say it again, just in case you needed to hear this today, you, my friends. You ready? There are people who prey on the wounding we have. The seven-figure success world. The marketing world. This is not to say everybody is that. There's no way everybody could be all one thing. There are amazing people there. But there are ways, because we're in the online space and we follow things and we follow friends who follow things and we follow friends of friends who follow things, right? Teachings, groups. I bet each of us has been rolled into an experience like that where you realize later something icky happened, whether it was a marketing thing or it was lessons in something or a course you purchased or something where you realize later that you felt a little bit duped or swindled or hoodwinked. And then you really could sit with it later. Hopefully, that's my prayer. Fingers crossed, that how did I lead myself into that place? In the prayer that says, deliver me from temptation, something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Deliver me from evil. Yeah. I'm not saying they're evil. I'm saying the belief in ourselves as not being enough is what that is. So we follow into stuff. We follow into stories. We do. So we got to check that stuff. Check it. Why am I doing that? What is behind that? And then you find out that it was not about the seven-figure success style or whatever. It was always about the love. And a lot of what you wanted gets to stay. It's just now you're coming from a different place. So what Amy said, really, thank you for sharing that, because it brought all of that up. I so appreciate when you guys share your heartfelt experiences, because it kind of brings in some new energy to the message. Thank you. I'm beginning to let go and grieve this dream and vision of needing to make it big, that is not actually my life path. And the thing is, then we go, I have it big. I look around, I'm like, I have an amazing house. I have an amazing practice, an amazing marriage, an amazing, this and that and this and that. And yeah, not a millionaire. Not the biggest house on the block. Well, for a long time, I owned both of my car. We owned both of our cars, nothing brand new, until it rusted. One rusted through so bad. We had to get a new one. But, like, your ideas shift, and you keep finding freedom. But also you might, like me, you might find some grief there that you have to grieve. And that's okay, isn't it? I went for this for so long. I tried so hard. It's okay to grieve. I think that's the best thing about not being afraid to feel your feelings and be with yourself in the unpleasant spaces. I've been in some unpleasant spaces lately, and it's been intense because, like I say, I get scared everything's going to get taken off the table. So Kelly says, wow, yes to seeing when we come from ego, yes to letting that go, because we learn and then move through differently. Yeah, exactly, Amy. Yeah. You don't have to chase what's meant for you. It's inside you. Yeah, what's meant for you, it's always meant for you, and it waits for you, and it's held for you. In cosmic escrow, it's always there. And, it's kind of like being connected to God. We think we have to do something to form a connection, but the connection was always there. Did we ever stop to just say hello? No. First I have to memorize all the Bible verses. Then I have to speak like a scholar. Then I have to say I prayed for whatever on my knees, or I meditated. Okay, let's go the other way. I meditate twice a day. All this stuff. Did we ever just say hello? Did we ever just say welcome? Did we ever just say howdy? Howdy? Did we? So it is all in here. Amen. Josie, yep, for sure. I see the learning from it as so beneficial for my journey. Amanda, I feel that way too. I used to think I had to be recognized or famous to feel good, but the closer I got to that, I realized it was definitely not going to be the key to happiness. Yeah. And you are famous, right? I know you. We know you. You are famous. You're famous to us. You're famous in our hearts. And that's the beautiful thing, is sometimes I think our ego stuff, because I know you sometimes listen to the podcast, I've talked about this. I feel sometimes our ego stuff drives us out of being able to be present and witnessed by others. And that's the hidden agenda of the ego. Seek but do not find. So even though, let's say we become famous, real famous, can't take it in. You see, if you ever read a memoir or watch a biography, I thought the Taylor Swift Miss Americana recently gave a fascinating detailing of that. As big as she was, she could not receive what she thought she was going for. And it's powerful. So yeah, I feel relieved too. It is a relief to let go of the ego. So everything you guys are saying today, just think about What would that be like to reach for relief right now with your current story? Even if it's not on topic here, I'm not going to, you know what, I'm going to stay in this vibe. So if it's not on topic, I'm not going to read it right now because I just want to stay in this vibe of how do we go for these things and really release the striving. The happiness comes from creating out of the sharing, that love of others, no strings attached, just the passion. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. So, you know, that's how you want to measure your success, right there. Giving and receiving, enjoying and living, and I'm alive. And my thoughts are not spinning in consuming or worrying or checking or judging or comparing. My mind is not swirling in that. And if it is, I can stop and I can help myself. Yeah, you're right where you're supposed to be. That's for sure. Hi, Miss Eileen. Happy to see you. How are you? Amanda, it's just true. It is sweet, and it's simply the truth. Kelly says, my head is swimming. All of this hits predictive. Allowing myself to grieve and now feeling more at home with me. Good. I was always chasing life for someone else. And honey, can I say honey? Me too. And honey, and my friend, me too. Going for the next accolade. And I can't remember, Samantha Bennett. I have her book here. I love her. She said, I realized one day I can go for all kinds of forms of payment. Accolades are one. Someone else loving me is one. People saying, clapping for me. We don't need to be afraid to examine these things. We don't need to be afraid to examine these things. Look at it honestly. And if you ever need help with that, that's exactly what a session with me would be for. Well, time well spent, because looking at that stuff is intense and there's so much judgment, critical lens. So I hope this has been so helpful for you today. I have a client 5 minutes ago, so 5 minutes ago. I am figuring out it's okay, you know, it's all right. We're all right. This is important, and that's good too. So, friends, this replay will be up. I have a feeling I'm going to re-listen to this one. And it'll be on YouTube later. If there's anybody who needed this message you could share this on with, I would so appreciate it. There's some links in my profile. If you'd like to support this work or buy me a coffee, I finally got a link up there. Anything. I appreciate your support and generosity and just sharing this on. Always morning magic. So, thank you, my friend. Yeah, I'm so glad to know, you know. Thanks, Erica. Thank you all. And who's here today is meant to be here today. It's wild. I say this, I'm going to start the healing. If it's not for you, just do this. It's wild how you, only 3 stars, Kelly? You can give me a kiss, Jeffy. Yes. Just kidding, Kel. Not really, though, no. Anyway, let's do a little power up here. Listen back. Put this on. Let's make dinner together later. You know, listen back and receive it in another. Okay, Kelly. Yes. Oh, Roshni, thank you. And we will, you know, let's all say a prayer for our friends now. And so many walks, you know. Send our love. I see all before me in love. Paul Selig. you know, the guides. I see all before me in love. I witness this in love. You are love. You are the energy of love. And when you witness things in love, what you're saying is, I'm lifting it in the energy of God, of healing. So let's remember that today. Our worry does nothing. Our anger might fuel us on, for sure, help us stay accountable, help us speak up, and love. So, all right, I'm going to go. Would somebody type now, just so I know? Okay, thank you. Beautiful one today, friends.